Hi there, in this lecture I'm going to talk about domain names and how to choose the best domain name for our website. So let us start. At the beginning, I want to define some expressions related to domain name. The domain name is your website address. When someone wants to visit your website, he just type your domain name in the browser, click enter, and he will be directed to your homepage. There is another expression and some people use it to refer to the domain name. It is URL. Actually, this is not true, because as I said, the domain name is the general address of your website, and it is like your home address. But the URL is a path for something inside your website, or let us say it refers to a specific room in your home. Sometimes the URL could be the same as the domain name when we refer to the home page in your website. An example of domain name is udemy.com, and you type it when you want to visit the home page of Udemy. But when you want to visit a specific course directly, you type the URL udemy.com/the course name. Another important thing to define is the top-level domain, or TLD. When you write the domain name for some website, sometimes you finish it with .com, .net, or anything else. This is the top-level domain, and it's a technical expression related to internet structure. It helps to organize the websites in related groups. What's important for us here is what TLD we should choose for our domain. If you want to make money online, always try to choose .com. The last expressions are IP and domain name servers, or DNS. In fact, the real address for your website and for any other websites isn't the domain name. Actually, it is a combination of numbers, because the electrical device can only understand numbers. These numbers called IP. For the humans, remembering words is more easier than numbers. So the solution for this problem is the domain name servers, or DNS, which resolve the domain name you type in your browser and translate it to a number, or IP. Then the servers can understand it and direct you to the website you want. To be sure, go to your browser and type this number: 74.125.224.72. Click enter, and believe me, you will be directed to Google. Okay, now I want to talk about the domain name types. Actually, I divided the domain names into 5 groups. The first one is the personal domain name. This is the domain name that contains your first name and last name. You may use it in your personal blog, or for example, if you are a famous person in some field and there are a lot of people know you. In my opinion, it is very important to have your personal domain name, even if you don't need it now, because surely you will need it in the future. The second type is the brand domain name. It's for the big companies and the brands, like for example Microsoft.com or Coca-Cola.com. The third type is the business domain names. Actually, it's almost the same as brand domain names, but I put it in a separated group because they are closer to individual activities more than big companies and brands. They are very popular in the internet, like mashable.com or tailoredwp.com that I mentioned in the first section. The fourth type is the marketing domain names. There is a huge amount of them. They are very related to the niche and what people are looking for. They are very important for beginners who want to have a good name in market, because it is the best step to introduce yourself to the people. The last type is the exact domain match, or EMD. In general, you can consider it as a part of marketing domain names, but it has special features. The exact domain match refers to the domains that is the same as a product name. It's a tricky technique using generally by affiliates when they know about amazing product coming in the future. So they can promote this product. If the product is very good and someone type its name in search engine, the exact domain match have a good chance to be at the first result. When you want to choose a domain name, you should beware for some restrictions. Domain name should be a compilation of characters, numbers, and dashes. It couldn't contain any space or special characters. You can see this example of good domain names. How to drive cars and how to drive cars but with dashes between words. Another example is 7 steps to save money. You can notice here that we use a number in it. On the other side, domains like how to drive cars with spaces or with a question mark couldn't be accepted as a domain name. Okay, let us move now to the practical side. I told you before that your domain name is the address for your website, and anyone want to visit your website should type it in the browser. 4 types of domain names are easy to choose, but the more complicated one is the marketing domain name. And this is what I'm going to talk about now. Your marketing domain name should be easy to remember, related to your market and niche, and the most important thing is to be close to what are people looking for. Take this advice from me and keep it for life. If you want to continue working in offline or online marketing, always look to your business from your customer side. Don't assume that they need something, but always look for what they really need. The best place to start with are search engines, where the people look for their needs. And as you know, the best search engine nowadays is Google. Google is very useful for people and for marketers. It has a lot of powerful features, and as a marketer, you should always use them. One of the most important features in Google is suggestions. This feature shows you what people types in Google when they want to search for something. For us, we can use this amazing feature to choose our domain name by discovering what phrases people use when they are looking for something related to our niche. Okay, let us assume that our niche is internet security. I will type here internet security. You can see that when I type each letter, Google suggests me a phrase, internet security. You can see here he suggests internet security software, companies, camera, news, or Mac systems, jobs. I want to go deep and I want to write internet security tips. You can see also Google suggests another phrases, but I want to choose this phrase, internet security tips, and search for it. Another good feature in Google, and it's very useful for us when we want to choose our domain names, is the search related. These phrases people also looking for when they are looking for internet security tips. Actually, I want to take this one, internet privacy tips. Okay, and I want to check if it's available. When we are in this step, we should go to the domain name company. One of the most preferable one is namecheap.com. Okay, I want to search for our domain name, internet without space, privacy tips. Okay, then search. Let's hope it's available. Okay, here we are. It's available. Let's close this. internetprivacy.com. The domain is available. You can see $10. Here is a compilation of domains that are also available. .com, .net, .club, and it's a special domain. Also can find .io and .uk. It's referred to United Kingdom. for limited time. .de is for Germany. You can see there is a lot of choices, but actually we need this internet privacy tips.com. It is now in the card. Also some technical uh, stuff. I will explain it later. Okay, let's go to another domain name company. It is GoDaddy.com. Also, it's one of the most famous companies. I just want to search again for this domain name. Actually, it will be available here because it was available there on namecheap.com, but I want to make this search because I want to show you that there is very good deals or offers here in GoDaddy. You can see it's for $3. This domain name is available. Actually, there are many companies providing domain name service, but Namecheap and GoDaddy are the best in this industry. And as you notice, the prices were different, so you should always look for the best deal. For now, it's all think in the practical side. You just need to sign up for an account and buy a domain name. Then you should connect your domain name with a web hosting. And this will be the topic for the next video. At the end, I'm going to remind you about the topics I have talked about in this lecture. In theoretical part, I defined some expressions and I talked about domain name types and what are the requirements to choose a domain name. In the practical part, we talk about Google suggestions and how to register a domain name in different companies. I hope the information in this lecture was helpful. Your questions are always welcome, and I want to remind you that all materials I have used in this lecture, you can find it in resources section or you can download it directly from this lecture. Last notes, don't buy a marketing domain name now, because there are a lot of useful information later in this course, but I highly recommended you to buy a personal domain name as soon as possible to protect your name. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.